Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, share your dilemmas, and of course chat about the most lesbian things you have ever done. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Guys, we are finally back to regular scheduled programming. Let me tell you though, I've had my own dilemma this week. So you all know, genuinely, this podcast, there is someone out there who doesn't want this podcast to be a thing. I'm telling you, someone has paid an Etsy witch to curse me. So we've had obviously all the issues with the microphone. Then we had issues with my memory card. And then this week, I thought it was all sorted. Last week, the memory card, it didn't work. Then I got it to work. Then this week, I was like, okay, it worked last week, it'll work this week. Did it work this week? Hell no. So I've had to ring Sony and be like, hi, please tell me what memory cards work with my camera. So finally, we found one. It seems to be working, everyone, touch wood. Seems to be working fine. The microphone's sorted, so hopefully, touch wood again, we never have an issue again. Because literally it's taken a year and we're still having issues, but I guess that just shows my dedication to you guys and this podcast, because genuinely I love it so much. I was literally on the phone the other day to my mum and I was just like, I just want everything to work because I just love doing this so much. Like, it brings me so much joy. I know it brings you guys so much joy, and I know a lot of you guys, like, you get excited for the weekly episodes, and I'm like, and I hate when I can't bring you a weekly episode when it's nothing in my control. It's literally like, I don't have a memory card that works, so I cannot physically record an episode without a memory card, because where's it gonna go? Do you know what I mean? But thankfully, we seem to be all good. We've powered through all the issues, and now we are here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for always sticking with me. Genuinely, I love you guys so much, especially if you've been here since episode 1. You're a real one, because we've been on a journey since then. But we are, back to regular scheduled programming. I can't speak. Microphone issues sorted. Memory card issues sorted. So we're all good. I'm trying to think what updates I have for you guys. This is a fun one. Our WhatsApp group chat has hit 100 people, I guess, which is really fun. Like, just 100 Northeast queer girlies and gays just chatting away, making friends. We have another meetup this Sunday, I'm lying. We're going to Tynemouth Market. Have I had a meetup since I last spoke with you all? I have. Last Saturday, we did our lesbian pub crawl. Now, if you were there, you know I was so poorly. I had the worst, I'm assuming, tonsillitis in the world, and I have 3 wisdom teeth coming through. They're still coming through, but I've learnt to deal now. I literally was stood there with ice on my face, so I didn't make it to the end of the night, but I know a lot of you did. But it was so fun. We started at Switch Bar, then we went next door to Switch, couldn't tell you what it was called, then everyone went off to Rusty's, and I went to take lots of Nurofen and cry myself to sleep because I was in so much pain. But it was such a good night, and again, there was so many of you turned up, considering I think we organised it on the Monday, and then we did it on the Saturday. I think we had at least 50 lesbians there, at least, which I think every event we've done now has had over 50 people come. Actually, I think the picnic we had like 45, but still, I think that's insane. And yeah, we've got 100 in the group chat, so if you haven't joined the WhatsApp chat, even if you're not from the Northeast, you can join. But the thing we chat most about in there is the meetups, but there's different like communities, because I don't know about you guys, I hate a group chat. I've said it, I hate a group chat when there's just so many people chirping and like you can't read all the messages, you can't process everything. So I made a rule: when you join the group chat, I'm like, keep the chat to a minimum. But obviously there's people out there who love a chit chat, so we've made a little community. I didn't even make it, someone else made it. I didn't even join it because I was like, I'll get overwhelmed. But there's a little community within the Lesbian Lounge WhatsApp chat that's called Chatty. So if you're someone who just wants to yap away, join that community, you can yap away. And then like the main chat, there's not too much going on there, so you can see all the information for the events really easily without having to scroll through like hundreds of messages. Because there was one day after the last event, I woke up to like 700 WhatsApp notifications, and I was like, pray for me. Because I'm just, group chats, if there's like 3-4 of you, I think it's fine. When there's like 100, there's so many messages. But I love the fact that there's so many people out there like wanting to come and join this community, because I think it's something that's still so needed. Like, obviously 100 queers from, I think mainly from the Northeast, that's insane. But it just proves that there's a space for it that has been lacking, because there just hasn't been that space given to us before, because people just overlook it and don't provide a safe space for us. But that's what we're here for. So claps to me. Well done me. Proud of me. I'm so vain. But yeah, come and join the group chat. Have a little chit chat. Obviously, we've got the Instagram broadcast channel. That's got like 6 people in it. Again, it blows my mind. We hit 75,000 downloads, which again blows my mind. Like, the fact that people listen, the fact that people download, the fact that people message me when the podcast was away being like, hey girl, when's the podcast back? I miss it. I'm like, what? You miss it? Like, it's crazy. People listen week in, week out, and I'm just so grateful to you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Who was I telling about the power of 3? I can't remember, but we were talking about the power of 3 and how when you're thanking the universe, you should always say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love a bit of universe. I've got a new necklace which is like tarot cardy. I wish I was like more into it. I really want to get like my tarot read, but then I'm scared they're going to say something that I'm not going to like. And then I'll be like, well, I'll just be like, oh, they were just bullshitting. Do you know what I mean? But I'd love to get my tarot read. Is that the word? Fortune? I don't know. Like, I'd love to get that done. I have had it done in the past. But I just think it's so cool. And I love, what's my favourite saying about the universe? Okay. The universe only ever has 3 answers. Yes, not now, something better. Meaning, like, say you're desperate for something. The universe either says, yes, here it is, it's yours. Or it says, not now, you're not quite ready. Or it says, you're never going to get that, but you're going to get something better. Like, something better's on the way, just hang fire. And I always tell myself that when I'm thinking, like, why is this happening? Yes, not now, something better. Like, it just makes life so much nicer to live by, because you're not thinking, you know, it's also like, you know, like the mirror theory. Like, if you put out into the universe, I've got no money, my life's shit, that's literally the energy you're going to attract back. Like, put out the good energy that you want to receive. And I guess that's kind of like what I'm doing with the podcast and the community. Like, I'm putting out that, like, I want to build a community, and then people are coming to me, like, do you know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. Why am I going all, like, woo-woo and witchy? But, like, I actually think it's quite cool. And I actually want to get one of my friends, Natalie, on the podcast. She also runs lesbian events up north. And she's very, like, witchy into her spirituality. So I'd love to get her on to, like, chat more into that world, because I think it's, like, a very lesbian thing. Like, you know, well, we mentioned it a few weeks ago about people, like, not dating people because they were, like, Aries or something. Like, chillax, do you know what I mean? But I do think that world is so interesting. And some of it I do think it's a bit, like, woke and woo-woo. But some things I think, no, actually, that is so legit. Like, that's creepy. That, like, do you know what I mean? So maybe, shall I get my tarot read live on the podcast? That would be really cool. But then again, what if they're like, so in your future, I see the failure of something you love so much. And I'm like, that's the podcast. Touch wood, that would never happen. That would be stressful. I'm rambling now. Do I have any other updates? I don't think so, you know. So make sure you come and join us on Sunday. We're going to meet about 11 o'clock at Tynemouth Market at the entrance just next to the car park. But if you're in the WhatsApp group, I'll share my location and I'll stand there waiting for everyone to come. So you'll join the WhatsApp chat, click on my location, then you can literally Google map yourself directly to me. I didn't know you could do that, but it's really cool. So you click on the little information, click get directions, click maps, then it literally gives you the Google map or the Apple map, whatever you are. I'm an Apple map girly. I always say Google Maps, but I like the Apple Maps, like the one that's on your phone. I don't mind a Google map, but I'm an Apple map girly. Let me know, what do you prefer, Google Maps or Apple Maps? Who knows, I like Waves. There's loads of things, but I like an Apple map. What was the point of me saying that? Oh yeah, so you can find us all, and we're going to just have a little stroll. Obviously, you guys know I love my permanent bracelets that I get from Tynemouth Market. I'm showing the YouTube girlies and gays and theys. So you could go and see Jess, get yourself a permanent bracelet. She does the most gorgeous rainbow one that I have on. And it's giving gay. Do you know what I mean? It's giving rainbow, it's giving pride. So treat yourself to a little permanent bracelet, some cakes. Like, there's no pressure to, like, do anything. We're just going to wander. And I just think it's nice because a lot of the events, not just up north, like all over, the focus is on, like, drinking, getting with people, getting as drunk as possible and just going and having a night out, which, yeah, sometimes is fun. I don't think it's ever fun for me. Like, I was at the bar crawl a bit like, it's very loud, there's a lot of people, I'm very overwhelmed. So it's just nice to be able to like go and do something wholesome and just like go to Tynemouth Market, because a lot of girls come alone as well because they don't have that like queer network of friends around them. So it's just being able to come and do things, make new friends, go to Tynemouth Market and just have a cute little gay time. Do you know what I mean? It's just all good vibes, positive vibes only. So make sure you come on Sunday, and there will be more. Like, I'm already planning a Halloween event, like dress up, like, oh my god, we could do like a lesbian icon party. That would be so good. But yeah, I'm thinking Halloween party where like obviously you dress up as Halloween, but do you know what I mean? Everyone comes as like with their girlfriends, like sexy like Harlequin and Jokers, or like think outside the box. I don't know, Frankenstein and what's Frankenstein's girlfriend called? The Corpse Bride? Are they related? Not related, that would be weird. Are they from the same story? I don't know. You guys can think of some great ideas. We did it last Halloween, some great woman-loving woman Halloween costume ideas. So I'm going to have to listen back to that, see what outfits you all suggested so I can dress up this Halloween. Maybe I'll have a new lady in my life. I don't know. We shall see. Because I'm single now. It's crazy. Like, it's just weird. But I have been on a few dates. We'll talk more about my love life later. I just want to, focus on the podcast, let my old relationship have its like breathing space. But I have been on a few dates, so who knows where they might go. It's all very exciting. Like, it feels weird getting back into that world because it's a world I hadn't been in for so long, and it's a world I thought I would never see again. I was talking to one of my friends today who's also like getting back on the dating scene, and she was like, I'm so scared to have sex again. And we had that dilemma last week, didn't we? Because it is like having sex with someone and getting naked and getting like completely vulnerable and intimate with them. It's such a scary thing to do, especially when it's something you haven't done for a long time. You're getting back into the dating scene. Like, it's scary. So me and my friend had a good little chat today. We were like hyping each other up, like, yeah, we got this. We so got this, even though we're both inside like, we don't got this. But that's what sexy masked lesbians are for, isn't it? I guess to show us the ways, and we can just lay there and be little pillow princesses. Joking, not joking. Am I joking? I don't know. I'm definitely, baby, I'm not the giver. I'm definitely more of a taker. But that's okay. That's so okay. Yeah, let's stop talking about my sad sex life and life being single. But I will update you all on the dates and everything in due course. But I think right now, without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, what is something you would change about being gay if you could? So let's bring up the answers. I feel we're going to get like a mixed bag. I think some are going to be like, I would change nothing. And I think some are going to have things to change. I think something I would change is just like the judgment. Now, this isn't even judgment from other people. This is like judgment from myself. Like, sometimes I used to like, I still get it now, like that, like internalized homophobia and that feeling of being like, wanting to say partner, not just saying my girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? Like, we should not be scared to say my girlfriend and I are doing this. Like, we shouldn't have to say partner just because we feel like we're protecting ourselves by doing it. Like, that fear of judgment, maybe that's what I would change. The fear of judgment from other people. And I know that's probably like a me problem, because there's some lesbian couples out there that just do not give a fuck, and they're just so them and so together that they don't care what other people think. But I think that's what I would change, like that fear of judgment and just the want to say like partner, not like just own it. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking own it, Julia. That's a note to future self, for future Jules. Okay, let's see what you guys said. Getting me out of the closet. In brackets, I don't have to, but I feel like society is forcing me. How hard it is to find someone if you're not in a major city, and how sexualized we are by men. okay, girl, you need to get yourself on dating apps. I'm telling you, they are where it's at. I'm such a dating app girly. Like, I just think they're so fun. Like, even if you're not, obviously you're saying you actually want to meet someone, but even just for like a bit of fun, a bit of a chit chat, like, do you know what I mean? It's just so fun. But I do agree it can be so hard to find someone, especially because a lot of people, I feel like they either just want sex or they want a full-on relationship. Like, you don't often get the like in between, like going out on dates, like just seeing where things are going. It's like, it's all or nothing, isn't it, a lot of the time? Yeah, I hate when men try and hit on you, you tell them you're a lesbian, and they get like a fucking boner over it and want to like watch you have sex. Like, actually fuck off, do you know what I mean? Oh my god, this person is me. The internalized homophobia and the hatred within the community itself. I do feel like you get those lesbians who are like, do you know what I mean? They get so like mad when someone's like, oh, you fucking lesbian. Like, I'm not lesbian. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you literally are. You have your hair in a Libby May bun and a buzz cut. Like, you're a fucking lesbian. Like, don't try and hide it. Not being seen as less of a girl because I'm a mask. That is so true. Like, I think sometimes masks are more princesses than us femmes are. Like, and they fucking deserve to be treated like princesses too. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because you're a mask, they still get a period. They still get hormonal. They still feel like shit sometimes and just want to be the little spoon and get cuddled and get brought flowers and chocolates and stuff like that. So this is your reminder to treat your mask like a princess. The huge drama around it with men, every man thinking they can turn you straight, like, shut the fuck up. Exactly that. Like, you can't turn me straight. Oh, you just haven't met the right man yet. No, fucking Steve, I definitely have not met the right man, and I definitely never will, because the right man for me is a woman. That was good. Nothing. I love being gay all in all. I love that. I love that people are so, like, happy and comfortable in themselves and their sexuality. Like, that makes me so happy. And it gives me hope to know that, like, there is that chance for everyone to feel that way and just literally be like, I don't give a fuck, I'm a fucking lesbian and I love it. What did my dad say to me the other day? Did I tell you all this last week? I can't remember. I'm going to tell you again. He was coming up, we were talking about my events, and he was like, you could call it the Carpet Muncher Convention. And I was like, David, never let those words leave your mouth again. And he's been telling all his friends on the phone, and he thinks it's so funny. And I'm like, oh my God, not the Carpet Muncher Convention. So funny. Not having to come out, or people just knowing I'm gay without having to have the whole conversation about it every time I meet someone. I relate to that. I think being a femme lesbian, it's so hard because people do just assume you're straight. Like, you know, when you've got that like mask lesbian look, people can often tell that you're a lesbian. So it's not like as much of a like they might still think, oh, you got a boyfriend, but it's like, no, I'm a lesbian, like, look at me. But with us, it's like, oh no, I'm a lesbian, and it's like, oh, but you don't look like a lesbian, and it's like, well, what does a lesbian look like? Do you know what I mean? Like, just pipe down. Nothing. I love it. I wish I'd came out sooner. I love that. That's iconic. Proud of you. Being able to get a girl pregnant. Yeah, imagine. Do you reckon there's scientists out there working on like a drug or a pill, I don't know, like a formula so girls can get girls pregnant? Like, imagine the strap could, like, do you reckon you can buy straps that like squirt out sperm? Not real sperm, but like pretend sperm. I don't know. I would not like that, I fear. I don't like willies, so I don't really want to pretend one fucking squirting stuff inside of me. But yeah, I think a lot of girls would change that because it's so expensive to do, like, the IVF. Obviously, you've got like, the reciprocal IVF. Did I see it on Facebook? What's that? I don't want to be mean, but that weird couple, like Kerry and someone. I'm sure I saw like an article from The Sun about them getting pregnant through like a Calpol, like, what are them things called? Like, you know, when you put the Calpol in your mouth. I can't think what it's called, but like one of them up the foof. I mean, fair enough, do you know what I mean? If it works, doesn't it? Controversial. But like, just imagine there was no Pride Month, no coming out. Like, it was just so normalised that we didn't need Pride Month or to come out, and it was on TV. Just imagine being gay was barely a thing that no one questioned. You know what? I love that idea, but then I also think how fucking cool that we get to celebrate Pride and like celebrate everyone who came before us, because like straights don't have that. Do you know what I mean? That's one thing that like they can never take away from us. But I do wish it was more normalized. Like I do wish on TV you just had not like the token lesbian couple in a show. Like I wish there was just, it was more seen. Like, you know, like Married at First Sight, it's mainly straight couples and maybe they throw in a lesbian couple. Like it should be more normalized. Love Island, what, there's been like 2 people who are bi on there. Like bring on the fucking lesbians. Obviously we've got stuff like I Kissed a Girl, but that's like specifically a lesbian dating show. Like let's just make it normal that it doesn't have to be a lesbian dating show. It's just a dating show and there's lesbians on there. Do you know what I mean? Not having to make coming out a big deal. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't have to. Like, I didn't make it a massively big deal. I think my coming out story was kind of, I was scrolling on Tinder for men. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to put it on both. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to put it on girls, because every time I saw a man, I thought, I'm actually going to vomit. And then I remember just making it at college. I was like, I literally said it as a joke. I was like, I put my Tinder on girls. Like, just to see how everyone reacted. Like, with my family, it was like, I used my friend Nayana as an excuse. I was like, Nayana's trying to set me up with a girl. Oh, I kind of like talking to the girl. We're going to make it exclusive. Like, I didn't make this big song and dance like, I'm a lesbian. Like, the first thing my Facebook saw was like, Juliet's in a relationship. Like, it just happened. But I understand some people, like, have to make it a bigger deal because of, like, family and friends or whatever. So I get it. Would be cool to be able to have a biological kid with a partner with genes from the both of us. Yes to that. Like, that is one thing that's so sad that a lot of the time, because I know you can do it where your egg goes inside of them and they birth a child, but still then that's not like, the baby's still not both of you, because it's like the sperm and your egg, but she just births your egg. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to like actually the 2 of you create a child that's like half of each of you. Like, isn't that such a special thing to think about? Like, it's half of both of you. Like, I'm half of my mum and half of my dad. But lesbians can never have that. That is actually quite sad if you deep that. Absolutely nothing. I love it. Iconic. Nothing. I love it. You guys are so iconic. Being able to have biological children. Yeah. I'd never change anything about being gay. I'd change society's perspective on it. Yes to that. Because there is that thing, like, lesbians are either just sexualized or they're just seen as, like, Libby Mays. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, just let us be normalized. Like, we're just out here wanting to hold a girl's hand in public. We don't need you to stare. We don't need you to have comments. Pipe down. Do you know what I mean? That straight passing girls had a telltale sign that said they're gay, so it's less scary to flirt with them. You know what? We did this question on the podcast, didn't we? We were like, mask lesbians, what's something you look for to know that a femme is gay? Because it is, I mean, not that I know because I'm not a mask lesbian trying to flirt with a femme, but I can imagine how scary it is seeing a femme out in public and as a mask being like, are they looking at me a certain way? Do they fancy me? Should I go up to them? What if I go up to them and they're like, ew, I'm straight, I have a boyfriend, fuck off. Like, it's scary. So it would be nice if they just had like dyke tattooed on their foreheads. People were like, a gay. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes I guess it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Getting to like have that like, are they flirting with me? Do you know what I mean? Like having that sort of like little flirty banter. It is quite fun sometimes. People viewing your sexuality as a characteristic. I mean, I fear my sexuality is like my biggest characteristic. In the WhatsApp chat today, everyone was talking about jobs and someone said something about people having gay jobs. And I was like, does being a lesbian podcast host count as a gay job? Like, obviously as a joke, like, could you get much gayer? I literally have a podcast all about being a fucking lesbian. But I love it and would not change it for the world. Not having to come out. Why does society automatically think you are straight? Shall we just start doing that? Just start assuming people are gay, and then when they tell us they're straight, we're like, oh, really? You just haven't met the right girl yet, don't worry. Shall we start doing that? That would be so funny. I'm quite new to the community now, so maybe you would change that you came out a bit sooner so you could have made friends. I get it. Occasionally still feeling shame. I get it. I feel it too. We all do, but I think it's just something that, like, that's the thing, until society like sorts itself out, we're always going to have that shame because we don't see ourselves represented enough through like media and in society. But that's what we're here to change. Let's break down those barriers. We'll do a couple more. God, there's actually loads. I want to get my girlfriend pregnant. Fair. The stigma around it in my little town. Yeah, I feel like when you live in like a small town, like I live in a town, it's like a lot of like old, rich Tories, and sometimes it feels so awkward being like, oh yeah, I'm gay, and they're like, oh goodness me, you know what I mean? Like, oh, sorry, Susan. The hate behind the LGBT community. We're in the 21st century and homophobic crimes still happen. Yeah, that is shocking. I saw a TikTok about like hate crimes and it literally made me sad. I thought, actually, just leave us alone. It would be to get rid of all the homophobic people. So fair. Feeling unsafe walking around holding hands. I relate to that one. Like, you do sometimes like have to assess a situation when you're out holding hands with someone and think, are they going to shout at me? Are they going to hate crime me? Are they going to fucking punch me? Do you know what I mean? Like, it is scary. That we wouldn't feel pressured to come out. I'd make girls easier to find. So fair. Let's do a few more. Being able to have biological children. Needing to figure out if the new person you are talking to is a safe enough person to know you're gay. I would change how hard it is to find someone. Come to my events. There's so many lesbians there. You'll find someone easily. That it would be easier to tell that I'm gay. That we can have biological babies. More gays, please. Yes, the more gays, the merrier. My fear of talking to women. Last one will do. The internalized homophobia. That's definitely would be my thing. Like the fear of judgment and that internalized homophobia. Because it's such a horrible feeling, isn't it? Like knowing that you're like I love being gay and I genuinely would not change it for the world. Like, imagine being straight could never be me. And it makes me feel so guilty sometimes having this, like, internalized homophobia and feeling that way, especially out in public. But it's not something that's our fault. Like, you know, that's just how, like, we have not been brought up, but, like, how society has taught us to feel and made us want to, like, hide ourselves away. But that's why we're here to be like, no bitch, not today. Okay, shall we jump into some dilemmas? That was a long question of the week, but I liked it. I love like all the different answers. So shout out to all you sexy lesbians for sending them in. Let's jump into some dilemmas. Okay, here we go. Whenever I'm dating someone who is not known to be straight or claims to be straight, I always get bored or it feels like there is no chase. I'm completely stuck because it always ends wrong with the straight girls. So wait, when I'm dating someone who's not known to be straight or claims to be straight, but surely there is a bit of a chase. If they're claiming to be straight, you're like, well, I'm going to chase you and turn you gay. Isn't it funny that we're like, there's so many lesbians out there that love getting the straight girls and love being able to be like, oh yeah, you know her? She's straight, but she slept with me. But if it was men doing that, we'd be like, you fucking creep. Stop trying to turn me straight. Like, we'd be fuming with the men, but when it's us gays, it's so fine. But I get it, like, having that chase is fun. Like, nobody wants someone just giving someone the palm of their hand. Like, you think you do, but when you get that, like, where's the fun in that? Do you know what I mean? You want to be able to, like, chase and like have to put in that graft, and some people love the thought of being chased by someone and making them work really hard to like get their attention and stuff. So I get it, I do, but I think you just have to like maybe just, if that's boring you, just don't go for the girls who look straight. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I, in brackets, female 23, is currently single and have been sleeping with a girl I work with, female 29. Everything was going great and we were doing fortnightly hookups and all of a sudden it stopped. I love that it was like fortnightly, like not once a week, not every day, like for like see you next Tuesday, no, not next Tuesday, see you in 2 Tuesdays time. Thanks for a good night, see you later. We still act and flirt the same way we did. We still act and flirt the way we did previously, but if I mention or suggest anything to do with hooking up, she will either laugh and ignore what I've said or completely change the subject. How do I navigate this? That is a great question. That's really strange that she's just like still happy to flirt with you, but when you mention hooking up, she's like, ha ha ha, no. Or like, oh, what are you having for tea tonight? Like, maybe she's just had a realization that what she's doing, because you said, do you work with her? Yeah, you work. Maybe she's just had a realization, because obviously she's a tad bit older than you. Maybe she's just thinking, oh my God, we shouldn't be sleeping together. Like, I'm a little bit older, not like that matters at all, but this might be what she's thinking. We work together. Maybe I shouldn't be sleeping with her. Like, maybe that's just what's going through her mind. Maybe someone said something to her that other people know. Like, maybe fucking Bob from downstairs in the workplace has said something and she's, like, getting in her head about it. Because obviously she's still flirting with you. There's still that attraction there, obviously. But I guess you have to assess, what do you want out of the situation? Were you hoping hooking up with her was going to turn into a relationship? Or were you just there for the hookup? Like, I think assess what you want out of the situation and then go from there. Like, if you're fine not hooking up with her, flirting with her and finding someone else to hook up with, great, do that. If you're like, actually, I only want to be sleeping with her and I want it to develop into something more, then maybe you just need to have that conversation and be like, okay, like, what's going on? Like, literally, you can point blank be like, have I done something? Like, you're acting this way with me, you're flirting with me, but then you're not coming on Tuesday nights anymore for a shag. Like, what's going on? Does my fanny smell? Do you know what I mean? Like, just be blunt, I think, and ask her and be like, what's going on? I need to know where I stand in this situation, because it's unfair on you to be like, and I guess she's giving you mixed signals now, because you used to flirt and then you used to have sex, and now you're flirting, but you're not getting the sex. So it's like, am I doing something wrong? Have you just changed your mind? What's the dynamic here? So I think you just need to be blunt or decide, actually, yeah, it was good sex, but it was only fortnightly. I can find that somewhere else, or I'm going to find someone who wants to see me more often and isn't just going to cut me off like that. Like, assess where you are in the situation and then go from there. Oh, we got a coming out story. Here we go. OMG, coming out story incoming. Well, have we done this one before? No, we haven't. It just sounded similar at the start of it. Well, more like an outed story. Basically, back in the day when I was about 13, there was an LGBTQ Instagram account and I had privately messaged them asking for any advice on how to come out. I knew I wasn't 100% ready to do it. I just wanted some advice for when the time was right for me. Fast forward a couple of days and my stepmom brings it up. And I was like, how do you know about this? Turns out she was snooping on my phone every night when I put my phone down to go to sleep. What the fuck? I thought you were going to say, like, your stepmom, like, ran the account and was going to be like, why did you message this? Imagine. Yeah, that is a bit strange. Like, don't snoop on my phone. But I guess sometimes parents need a snoop, like, especially as everyone's seen adolescence and, like, the stuff about, like, the different emojis and what they mean. Like, I guess sometimes, you know, it is needed, like, I guess. Moving on. She outed me to my dad and then printed me a coming out leaflet booklet thing at work. Like, she hasn't just done it already, LOL. Anyway, I was fuming that she took my one chance away for me to tell my dad myself. That's so true. Like, you know, my mum actually told my dad for me, but I didn't want to tell my dad. I just thought that's an awkward conversation. Jill, you just tell him and I'll just go along with it. But if you, like, wanted... Why am I itching my face like this? Everyone look how I'm itching my face. Why didn't I just itch it like this? I had to take my hand all the way around my head to do it. That was strange. But yeah, like, if you wanted to tell your dad, I need to crack my neck. Oh, that was a really good crack. Like you said, that's the only time you get to do that. You can't pop back in the closet and then come out again. He's like, I already knew you were gay. Like, that was your one chance gone, so that is a shame. Anyway, but hey-ho, I had a new coming out where she then again made me sit there in her bedroom while I sobbed my eyes out, telling my whole family I'm gay, one by one, as she called them in. Traumatic, to say the least. What? Like, so you're sitting on the bed with your stepmom and she's going, okay, little bro, come in. Hi, bro, I'm gay. Next. All right, granny, in you come. That's traumatic. Like, that's actually traumatic. I would cry. Like, I'm really grateful that my coming out story went the way it did. And it was just, like, very low-key, very casual. Mum and dad just kind of told everyone Jules has got a girlfriend. It's chill. We're cool with it. Like, let's just move on and not make a big song and dance about it. So I feel for you, and I'm really sorry that you went through that. Okay, here we go. Set the scene. I'm 28, straight, I thought. I go to a friend's, in brackets, lesbian's wedding, and meet a woman who I'm immediately drawn to. There is that pull between women, isn't there? Like, sometimes you see a woman and there is literally something that, like, pulls you towards each other. Maybe it's the vaginas. They're, like, magnetic to each other. Fast forward. I'm now dating this woman who has repeatedly told me that she wants to take things slow and not rush into anything. She communicates openly that she isn't sure what she wants or if what she wants is actually me. It's giving red flag. This goes on for 9 months until ultimately it comes crashing into smithereens because it becomes very apparent I was in love with her and she told me in no uncertain terms she didn't feel the same. That's so sad for you because she's like, you thought you were straight. She's the first woman you've ever like had your heart set on. But I guess they do say that your first lesbian heartbreak is the worst. Okay, we'll carry on. Actually, she said she has feelings for me and cares about me, but isn't in love with me. That's a killer, isn't it? Like, I really care about you. I really have feelings for you, but I'm not in love with you and I'm not going to date you. Like, how are you meant to move on from that? Do you know what I mean? Like, just tell me that you hate me and you think I'm ugly. Like, I'd probably prefer that. Would I? No, I wouldn't. I'd cry. Anyway, I should mention our attachment styles, which mine is anxious and hers is avoidant, which kind of clashed regularly. Yeah, I'm sure when we had Lauren, the lesbian relationship coach, on, anxious and avoidant don't work well together because an anxious wants constant reassurance, but the avoidant gets annoyed by them constantly being there. So they pull away, then the anxious gets stressed and pulls away. It's just a recipe for a disaster, basically. This was around 5 weeks ago. I'm still crashing out over the whole situation because even though she isn't in love with me, I'm convinced that's okay, like she doesn't need to be. She became my best friend over these 9 months and I don't think I've ever opened up the way I did with her. A lot of people have told me, oh, you know, it's the first woman, so that's why it feels like that. But that feels really invalidating to my feelings towards her as a person because if I was to list the reasons I fell in love with her, none would be specifically due to the fact that she is a woman. I get that. But I do think when it's your first, like, serious girl crush, like, no matter what it is they're doing, like, you are just going to feel this pull and this attraction. And, like, I get why you feel like it's invalidating. Like, it's just because it's the first woman you've been in love with. But I do also see that because, like, you almost see past, like, red flags and anything like that because it's, like, you just want that person so bad. So I see that from both sides. I suppose my question is, why are woman loving woman endings so beautifully tragic? This woman has me fucked up and it's brutal out here. I'm sorry that you're going through that because that does sound rough. Like, you thought you were straight, you saw this girl, you were instantly connected, you started seeing each other, and then she says, I have feelings for you, but I'm not in love with you. Like, that is heartbreaking, especially when it is the first woman that you've been in love with and had this, like, relationship with. Like, it's hard and it's going to crush you, but, like, they do say your first lesbian heartbreak is the worst, and, like, being someone who's just come out of a relationship and, like, has gone through that heartbreak and the hard times, like, it genuinely does get better. Like, I think you have to evaluate, can you still have this person in your life as a friend, knowing that you are in love with them and they're not in love with you and probably will never be in love with you. I guess you have to evaluate that and think, can I cope with that, or do I just need to completely cut you out of my life and move on and just always have that, like, you know, like you said, it's like, it's beautifully tragic. Like, you had a really nice time, but it just didn't end the way you wanted. And that's okay. That's unfortunately just life, isn't it? And yeah, I think, see how you feel about the situation. Can you continue with her in your life, not as a romantic partner, or do you just need to cut her off, move on? Best way to get over someone is to get under someone. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you just need to go and sleep with another woman and then you'll forget about this other girl and be like, actually, maybe I was just a little bit, like, obsessed with her because she was that first woman that I had that attraction with. Not trying to invalidate you by saying that. Anyway, I think that's a nice place to wrap up this week's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you give us a 5-star review over on Spotify or Apple, wherever you are. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, a comment, a subscribe. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, give that review. Then turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at thelesbianlounge.podcast. Join our group chats on Instagram and WhatsApp. And make sure you send in your questions and dilemmas and stories. They can be anything. It can be a question for me. Tell me the gayest thing you've ever done. Tell me your wildest lesbian dating story. Send me literally anything and we will chat about it. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small, nothing's too juicy. We've literally had people like farting in people's faces when they've been down on them. Like, we spoke about everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so chill. There's never any judgment here. I love you all so much and I can't wait to speak to you all next week for a brand new episode. I love you all so much. Bye!